Good Friday morning. It's November 15th, 2024. Starting off a little wet. If you're up early this morning, slowly we should clear up today. Highs will be in the mid-50s tonight, in the 40s. Tomorrow, very breezy with winds in the afternoon, gusting up near 30 miles per hour. But highs in the upper 50s to around 60. Winds will die off, and then on Sunday now, it looks like a high only around 60. Originally, I thought it'd be a little bit warmer. The warmer air holds off until next week, and then towards the latter part of next week, front's going to come through, hopefully bring us some more rain, because we desperately need it, and then it's going to bring in the coldest air of the season. It's starting to look less and less likely that this is a sticking cold, meaning Thanksgiving week, we could start off a little chilly, but I think we'll go to normal, or even slightly above normal. We'll just have to see how things pan out, and that just depends on models. The model's been flip-flopping left and right here on things, but what I am noticing is that the connection to colder air, which is off the maps here, but up into Alaska, is not exactly set up the same way it was before. So surprise, surprise, models are flipping on us. Long-range forecasting is always a challenge. So the cold air is going to come, but the cold air may not stick around. So we'll see that Thanksgiving week. So here we kind of go into the future. We see as the day kind of progresses here. Like I said, tomorrow, the isobars, you see them here kind of tight together. Isobar around 60 with some stronger northerly winds, not super strong. But that's because this high is going in, it's bumping up against this strong low pressure system. Because once that low goes off the east coast, it strengthens pretty well. Now, as we go into the future, those breezes stick around all day on Saturday, but now by Sunday, you see the high pressure is now truly overhead. Isobars are further apart. We're getting calm winds, highs around 60, but also the high took a little longer to get to the east of us. It's still to the west of us, so that's why it's a little chillier on Sunday. But now, as we go into Monday, the high is to our south, and winds will start to come around from the southwest. So with that, we start to warm up a little bit. We get up into the 60s, even the mid and upper 60s as we head into the week, as the high goes to our south, pumping up the southerly winds. And now we get this strong low in the middle part of the country, the one we've been watching for a while. It's going to bump up into Canada, merge with some air up there, and eventually combine to bring down the first real cool shot of the season. So now it looks a little different. Things are a little further west with the low pressure, which is fine. So I jumped a little quick there into the future. Apologies. So you see it coming. You see this little front coming with some moisture, and that's good. And then as it comes closer, low pressure forms along it. That's a really strong low. And it goes to the west of us, brings in some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. We'll have to see. Looks like some gusty showers at least. And then once the front comes through, cold air funnels in fairly quickly. That low is a little closer than before, so it's a little interesting as far as the map's set up, because if energy does rotate around that, maybe we get some flurries. We'll have to see. This looks like a very strong upslope event, at least on the GFS, for the mountains of West Virginia. It also just looks like a very windy Friday coming up a week from now, if this comes true. Again, this is a little bit of a change and variation of what we saw before, because the low is now really close to us. We'll have to see if this comes to fruition. So it's kind of pivoting the energy around back and forth. Ironically, it's wrapping warm air off the ocean all the way back around and turning this low, the cold air back to rain. That's an interesting setup. It's not unheard of that you get kind of like a dirty low where it's getting warm and cold air kind of wrapped up in there, and elevation is going to be your dependency for getting some snowfall. But I really do see that we have a good chance through maybe Saturday, Sunday of next weekend to maybe see some flurries even here in the Northern Virginia, Loudoun County area. As we keep on moving out, you see the cold air sticks around for multiple days here. We're down to Monday. Still very windy with strong northerly winds, but you very quickly see this high to the southwest pushing the cold air on out of its way, and then we warm back up. So highs by about middle part of Thanksgiving week, at least on the current GFS, are showing a warm up, and we'll be back into the probably normal temperatures, highs in the 50s. Again, maybe a few showers. And now without the cold air establishing itself the way it was before, when whatever precipitation falls around middle of that week would look like rain. It does not look any more like it could be wintry. And that's just because of the orientation of the way the cold air sets up. Now, it does look like in the long range, maybe colder air will set back up again after another strong low pressure system goes up to the west, and we just do a rinse and repeat. But wow, this is really interesting changes in the way the weather forecast looks in long range. It's very typical to see things change, and I still think they're probably trying to figure themselves out, so don't be surprised if radical changes happen yet again. I'm not going to go into the European, but I'm going to say in this respect, I still think next weekend is very cold. We look like we moderate into Thanksgiving week based on the models, maybe back to near normal temperatures, and maybe another chance of some rain middle of the week towards Thanksgiving, if things are true on these models. At one point it looked colder, that's why it looked a little potential wintry. I did say at the time I didn't think that was going to necessarily come true, but it still does show some moisture for Thanksgiving week. Alright, that's my jumbled up forecast for Friday, November 15th. Hope you have an awesome Friday and an awesome weekend. It's your Loudoun County Weather Outlook.